Welcome to the new Millennium Culture Podcast. Your hosts are Hurt Alert, Marcel Rivers, King 8, and Just Al. Every Thursday, we will bring you a piece of reality with information on Black culture, news, and sports.
Yeah, man.
My people. What's going on, everybody?
Another one.
DJ Kelly. I know. But hey, let me smack out. There you go. All right, I know y'all probably thinking my background look different because it is different, but let's move on. All right, we're back with another episode of the New Millennium Culture Podcast. I am Hurt Alert.
Call you Mr. M3 Credit Solution.
I'm still mad that y'all gonna let him run this fake business, but y'all keep telling me that I'm not saving the world. It's neither here nor there. NMC fam, you know the vibes. Allow me to reintroduce you to the great value therapist, 1040's best beard, the apex predator, aka Mr. 2 Snacks a Night, King 8. What it do, baby?
What it do? Why his business got to be fake though?
Because if my business fake, so is his. Y'all not just gonna give him one and not me.
No, we didn't give him one.
Y'all didn't give me one either.
I just want to know if those are the 2 snacks you've been using since day one.
Right.
I have different snacks. I eat 2 a night, so clearly they can't be the same 2.
No. You could have took 2 out the box a long time ago and just left them at your workstation.
Now look at me. All right. Do I look like
it's a prop.
Do I look like the individual that puts that much effort into what I do to just save 2 Rice Krispies treats?
Yeah.
I just want to see the expiration date.
On these? Hold on. Where's the?
Because if I'm not mistaken,
if the expiration date 2020, it's over with.
Hold on, because
if we're all in the same health and fitness group, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And we supposed to be doing all this stuff for health and fitness.
Oh,
right?
I was getting there next.
I do a lot of fitness. Hurt, Mr. My watch broke, nigga. I ain't even seen your receipts, so you can shut the fuck up.
I was gonna get there. No results.
So you can shut the fuck up. You ain't got no receipts. You the last person that can. Nope. Marcel can, because Marcel be on it just like I be on it. Right, 6 a.m. I'm getting it in. We ain't seen no receipts from Hurt.
Once again, my watch is broke.
That don't stop you taking no pictures. You ain't even took a picture in the gym.
All right, I'll do that.
Like you got to have some type of receipt before you can even try to come at me. You can't do that.
Just saying,
my watch broke.
I got way more receipts in that group than you do. Than anybody.
I think he caught up now.
No,
because the whole first month. Hold on. Fuck that. Because the whole first month I was killing niggas on shit. Didn't nobody say nothing about that. Y'all want to jump in second month with your whack ass meters looking like fucking you Photoshop them shit yourself.
Hey, them meters do look like he be coloring them in.
Nigga, that shit ain't meant, bro. I've never seen any workout app look like that ever. That's not
got a whole
it's on my watch, fool. All right, I'm gonna do the whole app. Since y'all just want to be haters.
What type of watch is it?
You the one that brought it up. You can't call me hater.
It's from Wally World, so you know it's low budget.
Right. Corny. See?
Hey, I don't like Apple products, so fuck you.
Get a Fitbit. Get a Fitbit.
Yeah. No, that's too much money.
I told him get a Fitbit.
I had one before.
You need something to track though.
I know.
Hey, I got the scale though, man, that attaches to the Apple Health, and it scales like everything for me. So when I step on the scale every week, it is dope.
I got one too. It's a Renfro. That's the name of the brand. I got the scale because
I start with an E or something like that.
I was gonna say because mine does muscle. It does body fat. It does all of the shit. So it gives you all that. And I even got the foot spa to go with it. It sells separately, but
so y'all hear us talking about this health thing, man. So if y'all want to get in the health kick, y'all can definitely hit us up, join the movement. We ain't even a movement, we just doing better. We ain't getting no younger.
I don't know about y'all.
Oh,
I've been here longer than all of y'all, so I'm gonna be here. Now y'all gotta work on that. But me, I'm straight.
Is that a Corona?
No, this is You want me to really put the product out there? You know,
I
that's
thought it was old English for a second.
nah, this water. See,
And we'll blur that out on the edits.
that's cool. I'm about to say, yeah, it's straight water, man. It's just come in a can.
Yeah,
you know how.
they don't pay us. So,
Um,
but I heard it does its job.
man, listen, I just got 2 more packs that came in the mail today. We done. Wait a minute. We not supposed to be. This ain't. Let's get on track, man. Hurt over here trying to throw shots early, knowing I got the shotgun. You don't want that. You don't want that in your life.
I ain't worried about them pellets.
All right.
Rubber bullets. All right, so this week, let me go ahead and put it up on the screen, and bam. It's a long title, but how does child support affects the Black community? Topic of the week. I'm gonna go ahead and let Mr. M3 Credit Solutions start off on this.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's where we gotta start for real.
Yeah, because he know.
And look, child support affects, the Black community in so many ways, like a lot of ways. And I mean, you have circumstances on each side of how it affects the Black community, and a lot of people, there's a lot of different arguments. People say you should have child support. A lot of people say you shouldn't have child support. A lot of people don't understand why it affects the Black community. A lot of people feel like it shouldn't matter if it affects the Black community. But at the end of the day, if you're going to have child support, you got to have the correct system in place for child support. So, like, as soon as the baby's born, you don't have no rights. Like, wait, time out. So as soon as the baby is out the womb, you have no rights. Even if you sign the birth certificate, you still do not have rights, but you're obligated to be financially responsible for that child. So, right, just that statement alone, a lot of people say, oh, that doesn't affect the Black community, but it does, because, in the Black community, we don't get married. Our marriage rate is very low. So with us having children out of wedlock, and we can argue that a whole different type. That could be a different argument as far as the Bible and marriage, how to go. Because now millennials, we more free spirit. We don't care about the marriage part. You can have a baby with, look at Nick Cannon making hella babies, but he can afford those babies. Like he's making a legacy. But I'm going off a tangent. But let me bring it back. So it affects in so many ways, because off rip, it's systematic in a lot of people's brains that it's okay to how the system is set. So when that baby is born, before the baby even is born, you have mothers and fathers who's arguing about who knows before you even establish to allow the man to be able to be a father, to assume that he won't be financially stable for that child. Even though the mother may not even be financially stable, they already assume that the man is not financially stable. Therefore, we're going to put him on child support. It's not the other way around stating, oh, the man has finances, so he's going to pay child support. No, they're saying that the father is not financially stable to take care of the child without us putting him on papers. Therefore, we're going to put him on. Now, let's think about that logic, because that sounds ass backwards, but it makes completely sense. I'm going to say it slower. You are not financially taking care of your child. You can't afford to take care of your child. You're not being responsible. So I'm going to put you on child support. Let's think about this. I'm going to let that pause for a second.
Yeah, that's backwards.
But it's the same difference as, oh, you're not paying child support, so I'm going to throw you in jail because you're not paying child support because you owe. And now you're in jail and you still owe. So when you get out, guess what? You still owe. There's no payment plan in place.
Nope.
There's nothing set. So I'm just
on top of other fees and stuff from you going to jail.
Oh, let's not even talk about fees, but we're gonna get to that later. So that's my thought on that first part of like child support. It's just on the front end, like you're putting people on child support before you even give them an opportunity to take care of the child. Yet, yes, the baby's coming out the mother's womb, but you're not even giving the father opportunity to even figure out who's more stable in that situation.
Now, it's another part of this that I think, now granted, all I can talk about is speculation, what I've heard and what I've read, right? So correct me if I'm wrong. Whenever you have someone that's getting government assistance, child support, housing, whatever the case may be, there's not supposed to be a male figure living in the household, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So it's a double-edged sword, because not only are you financially crippling the men, you are, for lack of a better term, socially or legally crippling the mother, because now she's going to be stuck in the vicious cycle in most circumstances. There are some that aren't. But if you are getting child support or you're getting government assistance, you can't have a male figure in the home. So you're continuing to perpetuate the cycle of single parent households, number one. Number two, you're allowing them to get comfortable with the lifestyle that you're handing them, and you can allot and allow whatever type of movement you want for them. So it's hard for them to do anything else, because the minute they make a certain amount of money, you take all the assistance back, knowing that whatever amount of money they're making is not enough to marginally keep themselves together. But they put it to a place where it's, you make too much money for assistance, so you're gonna have to do it by yourself. So now she either has to bust her ass and barely be a mom because she's trying to provide financially, or she has to rely on either said third party to come in the house, whether it's a good party or not. That's a whole other conversation. But I feel like it cripples both sides. Now, granted, you could say more upside for the recipient of said government assistance or support, but at the end of the day, I feel like it completely ruins the dynamic of the Black family, because you have fathers who want to be fathers who can't be fathers. You have mothers who don't want to be mothers that are being forced to be mothers, and then you have kids that are just trying to make it through. So it sucks for everybody, in my opinion, but I think we still get it worse. So I think men have it extremely hard when it comes to child support, because again, you're taking it out of my check, you're going to suspend my license so I can't go to my job, you're going to throw me in jail so now I can't get a better job, and I still can't raise my kids. I have no rights to my kids even though they're my kids. But how does that work? How do you decide? You know what I'm saying? How does that work? That's not fair.
So check this though. So like, coming as a former social worker that works in the field of a predominantly field of women, imagine somebody coming to a social services agency asking for assistance. Now, me as a male, and you know, a woman comes, sit down. Yeah, I'll be like, hey, what about food stamps? Is the father involved? Oh, no, he's not. Okay, what about child support? Do you receive child support? Yes, I have to ask those questions ethically, you know, as a social worker, just to get by. But you have a lot of women that'll come in to social services agency that don't receive food stamps or SNAP benefits, and not able to feed the child. However, so a lot of the social workers will be like, well, why can't you get snaps? And a lot of times with the state, they say, hey, the only way you can get SNAP benefits is if the father is put on child support. And a lot of mothers do say, no, I don't want to go that route. However, when you come into social service agencies, in order for you, no matter what you do, regardless if you apply online or if you walk into an agency, you still talk to a social worker or a public service worker to receive those benefits. So you could do it online, but you're still going to get an interview. And no matter who you talking to, you're still going to be encouraged, or it's going to be pressured to put the father on child support in order to receive those benefits. So no matter what, it's always in your mind to put the man or the father on child support, which to me is insane, because it's not like, don't get me wrong, yes, if the father and the mother is not together, somebody got to be financially responsible for that child. But at some point, if you're going to hold the father responsible and accountable, when are you going to hold the mother accountable? And I get it. When people watch this, they're going to be pissed off. They're going to have a whole bunch of comments to say. But I'm coming from a social work aspect, and I did it for 13 years, so I can eat anybody alive with this. I've sat at the table where mothers do not want to work. And yes, it does be in the Black community. I can't speak for other communities because I'm not that. I'm not them. I'm not there. But in our community, we're trying to survive more than we are trying to sacrifice. And yes, mothers do sacrifice a lot as far as having children, all that. But when it comes to that grind, when it comes to doing what you have to do in order to make sure that your child has food on the table, and in me saying that, they go say, well, if we got to do what we got to do, then I put the father on it. No. Because at the end of the day, you're allowing the government to say, hey, if you don't do X, Y, and Z, then you won't get X, Y, and Z. So if you don't put dude on child support, then we're not going to support you. But instead, you have these programs, especially in Tennessee, you do have a lot of programs where you can go to 2 years free. Well, I can't do 2 years free because at the end of the day, I got all these kids. First of all, nobody tell you have all them fucking kids. That's why you got 5, 6 kids. That's not my problem. But the programs are offered. The resources are offered. Even when you come, you may not know the resources in the beginning, but you come in and you come see me and I provide you those resources and you still don't want to take them because you would rather just have something handed to you. That's a problem to me. Now, I do believe in when you get pregnant, I don't care if you got $100,000 or $10,000, you should definitely get on WIC. WIC covers Similac. So if you don't breastfeed and you get Similac, it covers. Them cans is $40 a can. And if you go through a can a week, that's a lot of money. I don't care how much money you make. That's a lot of money to come out. But when we looking at how does it affect the community, it affects not only the mother, but the father too, because the system is already, I don't want to say brainwashed, but it's like you listening to a radio. Y'all know I don't never do comparisons, but I'm about to pull a Jeremy. It's like you listen to a radio and you keep hearing the same song over and over and over and over. The song could be trash, but because you heard it so much, you like it.
Your head.
I was stuck in your head. Imagine you trying to get assistance for something and you keep being told to get on child support, or you won't put them on child support, or you won't receive anything. Imagine what they do. Fine, I'll do it. And that happens a lot. And imagine a woman that's really angry at the father or whatever they call it, bitter or whatever the case may be. Imagine somebody's already mad. Not a system got them. Not a system has a grasp on that mindset to put them on child support. Now, child support affects the Black community against males too that have custody of their children. I've worked with a lot of fathers that have custody of their children that can't receive no benefits. Like in Tennessee, there's a certain amount of years that you can get a child care voucher. So if that child is in the system and the mother has received that 5 years of a child care voucher or a certain money spent, and if now the father has custody of that child, that father cannot get those assistance or benefits because that child's name is in the system for that 5 years already, or the age limit has passed. So when the father's trying to get food stamps or in a certain amount, they're looking at him like, no, you owe. And regardless if they owe child support or not, there's no way out of it once you owe. The mom can drop it, but if you owe the state, you still owe the state. It don't matter or not. The father still owe. And that's crazy to me. When the mother has the child in the hospital and they use Medicaid or Medicare, the mother will never be responsible for that health insurance bill. The father will always be responsible. So from jump, if the person is on state insurance, the father is already fucked as soon as that big head baby come out the womb. Flat out.
I'm gonna say this. I feel like, again, going back to what you're saying, it definitely affects both parties. It sucks that we're in a day and age where we have to really have these conversations, because you would like to think that people that have kids together would at least like each other enough to co-parent, right? But whenever shit goes left, like I said, of course, it's always going to be the case. The man can't be in the household. Mom has to make minimum to below minimum, whatever the case may be. And then you just always got to deal with all the bullshit that comes in the middle of it. But again, that's keeping mothers in low income households, right? If they're getting any type of assistance, that's Section 8, you're not living in you know what I'm saying, no nice neighborhoods with Section 8, no offense, right? You're not living in the suburbs with Section 8, right? So that limits you to a certain side of town, which limits your surroundings to that same surrounding. On the other hand, if you're taking all that money out of the father's check, he's not going to be able to support himself, nor that child neither. So what that ends up doing, it pushes you to the streets, because that's where you get quick money fast, right? you already in the system, so you like, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I have to do. And most people know illegal more than they know legal hustles, right? Now, granted, that's gonna be a whole nother episode talking about them legal hustles versus those illegal hustles. We're gonna give y'all a lot of help with that.
That's a big fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you gonna need them paid under the table type joints in order to get out of that.
They're taking everything from you. It's just it don't make no sense. And like I said, you get your license gone, you gotta jump through hoops to get that back. You still gotta pay that. You gotta pay 150, 200 to get your reinstatement fees going. Like it don't make no sense, right?
It's a cold world, man.
And then it's a lot. This is the one thing that I will say. It's a lot of women abusing the support that they get, right? There's no reason you popping out all these kids getting all these food stamps. Your kids is eating like shit because you selling your food stamps. You know what I'm saying? 50 cents on the dollar. You out here looking ghetto fabulous with red bottoms and your hair done, your nails done, and you got designer bags. Your kids still eating like shit. You know what I'm saying? One smell like shit, no offense. But you know what I'm saying? Your carpet smell like piss. Right. It's a lot of bullshit that comes with this whole child support system that I don't like. I was in the office. I was almost there. For those of y'all that know me, I was this close. I was this close. I seen a nigga get drugged in handcuffs. Like, I swear I paid. I was like, oh, this can't be my life. This can't be my life. But
hey, bro, that's not a good office to be in.
Like, I was there. Nigga, this close. This close. You know, my divine counterpart was able to pull me out of that one because I let the flesh get the best of me. But you know, every once in a while, players fuck up too.
So the crazy thing, okay, so the next thing, like when you talk about the ways that they affect the Black community, it's about the father's rights. So it says that people got to listen to this, because when you listen to policies and policies and laws and stuff, you got to listen to the wording. The wording can really trick you. Mm-hmm. It's in some places it has like the father has the same right when a child is born to participate in the child's life as the mother. Now, and that's in some states, participate. Like Ohio is a participate state. Texas is a participate state. Now, what does participate mean? Do you mean physical? Because when you talk about physical, say like you on some John Q shit and your son or daughter needs a new heart, and the mother gets the rights to sign off and you don't. So when you talk about physical, you're talking about, hospitals, you're talking about, the physical part is just more of the hospital part. Do you have the right to give the say so on that, or only does the mother? And sometimes the mother doesn't always have the best judgment on the child because she may not know your side of your family's health history. So
let's talk about the fact that women have poor judgment all the way around. I'm not going to say all the way around, but again, this goes back to what I said last week. Most of y'all are poor dick pickers to begin with. So the fact that you ended up with a baby dad that's not doing shit, you know what I'm saying? Horrible judgment. So I don't, you know what I'm saying? I would rather have a John Q ass dad walk in there with a gun. Like the only bullet that's going anywhere is in my head because my son's not going to bury, or I'm not going to bury my son. My son's going to bury me, right? But I wanted to ask, so you're talking purely on decision-making authority. It still belongs to the mom instead of the father?
Yeah, so, all right, so when the child is born, you don't have no rights at all, period, right. Point blank, period. You have zero rights. You have to apply for rights. Now, here's a kicker, though. I'm going to add the kicker to it. Once you receive those rights as the father, then you can apply for visitation rights. So you have joint custody, you have shared custody, and then you have joint custody. Joint custody is when both parents can make a decision on physical education. Her and his wife can make choices together. Me and my wife can make choices together with me and our two kids. Now, my oldest daughter, me and her mom, we have shared custody, but I have shared custody with I have the rights to make decisions. So she cannot leave the country without me sign. I have to literally type a letter to say she can leave the country. My oldest daughter can have a passport. She can have ID, she can have whatever she wants. But until she turn 18, when she go to that border, because it already happened, when she goes to that border, she want to go on a cruise or whatever the case may be, I have to type up a letter and say, I give approval. A lot of men don't have those rights. They can go get their kid every day, all they want to. They don't have no rights. Now, you don't need shared custody or joint custody to tell the courts that the mother is about to leave the state. You have 6 months to appeal that, and and the judge will grant that and say, no, move your ass back to the city. Now they can't leave the state, but you still don't have shared custody or joint custody. So that means that when that baby's born, the mom can sign your kid. Well, when that kid go to kindergarten and she signed him up for school, if the mom don't put you on that list, you cannot get the child flat out. You could be on a birth certificate and they'll still say no.
That's crazy.
So when we talk about father's rights and you talk about the same right to participate, that word participate means it's broad. So it can be like, well, we just saying you participate with the child's life just in general. Like, you can talk about all that stuff.
Listen.
Like,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, what is the definition of participate?
I mean, you could participate in
the right to be present. That's what it is.
It's pretty much saying, like, if I don't know, man, because if say I have a kid with another woman and the woman passed away, technically I have to go to court to fight to have custody of that child, technically, to be granted that. Yeah, because you didn't have no rights when that baby was born. Regardless if when you sign that birth certificate, all that's saying is that you have financial obligation to that child, flat out. So even if you find out that that's not your child, you have to go to court to say that, hey, take me off this shit because you signed that birth certificate.
Right. Hey, be careful about that too, y'all.
You know, I know.
So when it talks about affecting, there's a lot. When they talk about angry Black women, there's a lot of angry Black men as well. And I'm not saying this is right, but you have a lot of fathers like, man, I'm not about to involve myself in that shit if everything is about financial. And that comes to my next point. So there's a city, Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh boy.
They have a new bill that they proposed that says that for anybody that's behind on child support, they're going to take away their visitation rights. So this is my spiel. Y'all know I'm about to go on a rant on this. To me, that's complete bullshit. Straight bullshit. Because this is why. That's telling me that which a lot of women do, you don't pay, you don't get to see. So that means my child, I gotta pay my child. I gotta pay to see my child. So I'm paying you to see my child. That doesn't make sense. And then y'all want to talk, but then y'all want to compare. So Memphis compared it to like, well, when you look at adult criminals and then you look like juveniles criminals, the factor is that the common factor is that the father isn't involved. So I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm reading this policy. I'm like, wait a minute. But you just said in the same breath or the same sentence that if they behind on child support, they don't get visitation. But in the same thing you saying because you want to force fathers to be in the kid's life. That doesn't make sense. Being in a child's life and financially are two different things.
Right.
You can be like, Marlon Wayans in this movie when he picked up the child at the porch and put him back down in 30 seconds and say, hey, I came to visit, and still have a major impact. A lot of kids don't even remember money until they're like 13, 14, 15 years old. So I can make tons of memories with my child without any finances, flat out. So I can make a huge impact to keep my kid from going to jail or being a repeat offender or whatever the case may be. But yet you're sitting in the same sense. It's like, oh, well, we want to keep child support away. We want to keep you away until you get caught up. That don't make sense. So in the end of the day, we know who they're really targeting. They ain't targeting white people. They targeting us. They targeting our whole community to say, oh, y'all niggas don't take care of y'all fucking kids. So this is what we gonna do. Since y'all slowing down the rates of going into jail and prison, we gonna find another way to affect your community. We gonna put your Negro ass up in motherfucking jail and keep you away from the kids. And then we gonna keep another one. And then we're gonna create another black nigga that's born in the world and put their ass in jail too next. So they trying to find another way to repeat cycles because there's too many black men now that's involved with their children. It's a lot of black men, even black men that's on child support, still taking care of their kids, and they probably have their kid more than the fucking mother. They're trying to create other ways and repeat the cycle all over again. Well, guess what, motherfuckers? It ain't gonna work because niggas out here handling their business flat out. I be watching on Facebook all the time. All these damn women talk about deadbeat, this, that. I got over 2,000 friends, and over 50% of my niggas take care of their motherfucking kids.
Facts.
Yeah, fuck what they talking about.
I take care of all my kids, so
Here we go.
I definitely can agree. Let's talk about this, and we're gonna take this on a it's a slight tangent, and it might be a little bit extreme, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I love being the enemy, right? Do you think, and I just want the yes or no's first and foremost, do you think that child support pits men against women, especially African American?
Yes, off rip. How you get on child support before the baby born? So you telling me?
I ain't never. Hold on, wait.
It's just a saying. It's just a joke. Like
I was about to say, whoa.
I didn't show up. Oh, because I didn't buy 10 boxes of diapers. Oh, because I didn't buy all the clothes you wanted me to. Oh, because I wasn't prepared. Women are more prepared than men when it comes to having a baby. No doubt.
Wrong.
But we lack in a lot of areas anyway. Women are, they're a little bit more mature in certain areas than us. But that doesn't mean that the child is going to be neglected when the baby is born. That's what it's like. You don't see the fucking future. You don't know what I'm going to do when that baby is born. You think you know me before the baby is born. So you're assuming that I'm not. So you're trying to, as soon as baby born, I'm gonna make sure your ass on child support. Why? Because you mad because I don't want to be with you? That's when it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Fuck these hoes.
Yeah. It is always pinned out to be like, all right, she gonna do everything. You ain't shit. Basically.
It's a lot of that though. That's the part that sucks. It's a lot of niggas that fuck some shit up. So now the rest of the good niggas got to put up with the bullshit because it's been a lot of dying and dashers out there. Just, you know what I'm saying, popping kids and folks, but don't want to take care of them. I also think that it definitely pits men and women against each other, but I think it's a little bit different, right? So yes, everything that you said, especially Sal, about it, but I feel like also it turns the community male versus female. We have a lot of that going on, especially right now. But all men are going to talk about what they feel is the upside to women getting assistance and the fact that men don't have rights. And of course, women are going to have the counter argument of all that they have to do to take care of these kids in a single household, right? Now, especially when we start talking plural, that goes back to her being a bad dick picker. I'm going to stand by that. That's going to be my theme for like the rest of this year. Y'all females are bad dick pickers. That's okay. Just accept it. But it pits them again. Like I said, they're doing all this. They got to go to work. They don't get off days. They got to buy clothes. They got to buy shoes. They got to buy food. They got to take them to the doctor. They got to take them to the dentist. You know what I'm saying? They got to replace the TV because I got knocked off the table, whatever the case may be. So I feel like it definitely pits us against each other in a way to where it's always the who has the biggest struggle versus how can we get through this together. And I think that's going to be the biggest impact.
So now that gets to the next point I have for tonight. Mm-hmm. So we have the system part of the Black community being affected with child support, but now we have where men are the ones that affect themselves with child support in the Black community. And here's my take. This is my point on this. When you have, like you said, struggling, she got to get food, TV, work, all this, and you live in the same city as your child. I know right now, I'm not gonna say names because last time we told a little story, shit went left, but I'm gonna just put some stories out there. Just let's pretend people don't know. I know men right now that have kids and you live 5 miles from their baby mother and they won't even they barely pick up their kids every other weekend. And that's where a lot of the disturbance and arguments begin, because she's here working 40 hours a week, taking the kid to school, cooking them breakfast, and you won't even go and grab your child. Now, for me, I couldn't live like that. If I'm living in the same city, my daughter, man, I might have been, I think me and my wife, we would have been, hey, she's coming over here with us for the week, and we'll take her to school, or we're not about to sit here and just wait every other weekend and we live a few miles away. We're going to grab her. We'll take her to practice. We'll give you a break. Cool. And I think because my wife, you know, being a woman, she's going to understand the importance of that. So I'm kind of blessed in that sense. But even if I wasn't with my wife and it was just me, I've always been the type that's like, give me my daughter. No, let's do this. Let me take her. Let me take her for a while. Let me just do what I need to do, regardless. And I think a lot of men, they some bitches. I'm gonna be straight up. That's just some flat out bitches, because you allow the woman to push you to a point where you just don't want to tolerate it. But instead, you don't want to look in the mirror to try to figure out what you need to do better for your child. So you telling me that you can't sit there and swallow the pill for a day or two and just say, hey, my fault. And it might not even be your fault. But because you want to see your child, just shut the fuck up and just say, you know what? All right, bet. Because you want to stay. I'm not saying kissing baby mama's ass or whatever the case may be. What I'm saying is pick your fucking battles. But that's only if you really care about seeing your child. So that's a level of care that I see. A lot of niggas just want to be in the street kicking with their boys. Oh, she got it. But then you want to get pissed off when another nigga come in the picture. Now you think you about to walk up in there and be like, nigga, who is you? Nigga, where you been at the last 6 months? That's why the other half of them women, they be like, you got to go on child support. Because you don't even come over and be like, hey, I know you struggling. I don't want to buy you food, but let me make sure that my baby got, you know, her favorite snacks for the week. Because we know it ain't really the food that costs, it's the fucking snacks. The snacks is what costs. It's the snacks, the little bites, the Cheez-Its, the fruit snacks. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a believer in paying the lights. I'm not paying your lights. If your rent late, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that, but I will grab my kid and be like, come stay with me, because that's gonna help her go do what she gotta do to get caught up.
Yeah, struggle by yourself, bitch.
Now, a lot of people be like, well, don't worry about what I do with child support. It matters.
It does matter.
It matters, because if you could come to me and say, hey, I'm behind on my light bill and I'm paying, even if I'm only paying $200 on a month on child support, nigga, you should have been putting that shit should went to the fucking lights. Well, I got child care. I get it. But you get assistance, motherfucker. So where that shit at?
I feel like child support should not be cash value. It should be like coupons and vouchers. What I'm paying for is like, you can take that to the grocery store and get food, or you can take him to daycare and this pays for a month of daycare, or whatever case. I don't think it should be cash, because they could just take the child support card and just spend whatever.
Child support's not. I mean, child care is not cash. It's a voucher.
I meant child support.
No, he's saying like they shouldn't just receive straight up cash.
Like child support, you shouldn't get like $200 a month. It should be like $200 worth of, right?
Of
like
something.
Like you should get the entertainment book. You remember the entertainment book back in the days where it was full of all them coupons? That's what child support should be. It shouldn't be cash.
No, it's more so like we're like reimbursing what has been spent out of the woman's house. My thing is this,
because they be taking it and spending it on themselves. My kid don't see shit from it.
My only thing is the money that's spent. First of all, if the kid wasn't with you, how would you pay your bills? So the money that I'm giving you is a bonus, not to help. It shouldn't help you pay your rent. It should be a bonus, because at the end of the day, I still got to make sure that my rent and shit paid while giving you child support. Oh, imagine if you. No, they don't. But that's why from the get go, the system was fucked up, and you got motherfuckers trying to create a bill talking about some losing visitation rights. So niggas like, hey, then you gonna have niggas like, since so you taking my visitation rights if I don't pay child support, but I gotta do jail time. Cool, fuck it. Deuces, motherfucker. Because guess what? Still gonna walk over and knock on that door and get my damn kid. Like, so
Yeah, man, the whole system is fraudulent.
Yeah, because see, women, I've seen women where they say like, well, they don't take a cut out their checks. Yes, they do. Let me tell you where it goes, motherfuckers, since y'all think y'all know it all. If your child support order says, let's just say 188 a month. Let's just say that. That's what you're going to receive. But the letter that the father is receiving might say, depending on the state, add $8 to that. So 197. But imagine 100,000 men paying or women paying an $8 fee towards child support every single month. And everybody like, oh, that's small, man. That shit adds up. Imagine how much money. Imagine if you do the whole state and you got over 1 million people paying $8 fee on child support.
Millions of dollars.
You talking about 8 million a month, 9 million a month, 10 million a month.
Exactly.
Going into the system. Now you're not even including court fees, trying to battle for custody, all that shit, man. And it trickles down to how you set up the system for the black mother and the black father to attack each other. It trickles all the way back down to what happens in the community, and the government gets to sit back and smoke a cigar and laugh at our asses because we can't, because everything's a battle with us.
Y'all just convinced me not to have kids. Y'all just convinced me not to have kids. That's cool.
No, I wouldn't say all that.
It's too late.
I'm just saying have it with your wife, man.
It's too late. Y'all convinced me. I've been hearing the horror stories when it comes to child support. I've been hearing the horror stories when it comes to living with a wife. I've been hearing the horror stories. I'm cool. I'm good. Me and my shoes about to just live. I'm about to be like the Black Oprah.
Oh, wow.
I'm about to just be rich by myself.
I'm rich, bitch.
That's what it's about to be.
I don't blame you.
Where are your shoes at, though? That was in the background. You switched your background, so you moved over.
Yeah, I like the wood wall. It complements my complexion.
Okay. I'm not gonna say nothing about that, but
you saying it doesn't? See what I'm saying? Marcel can say anything, and everybody's just like, "Yeah, that's the gospel." I be having legitimate statements, and everybody just always want to make.
Hey, look, my wife sent me a text message. She told me to put it on the motherfucking show. She said, "Child support was never established for the average African or minority in general households. It was established for middle-class white women who were married and never worked because the husband was the sole provider. They got divorced and left the wife to fend for herself and the children." And then she put, "Add my comment, nigga."
Whoa. First off, she's a little aggressive, but she's spitting facts though.
Nah.
It started in the 1950s.
Fuck you that.
The 1950s.
You say you don't agree with it.
I don't agree with it.
No, that sounds about right.
I didn't ask you. I said I don't agree with it.
Why? Why don't you?
Because I'm me. I have reasons, and I can run you down a whole laundry list of reasons why.
Well, run down the reasons then.
Listen. Here's what it is, because everybody likes to make it seem like the origin stories have such substance. They don't. All you're doing is giving it a backstory so you can make it seem like it's noble whenever everything goes left. No, they put it in place at that time when white women were getting divorced and working. First and foremost, fuck you, bitch, because you're going to get remarried and someone else is going to take care of you and the kids. You're in no danger, right? Women also want to make it seem like, oh, what was me? Like it ain't 55,000 niggas out here that's trying to get you in the first place. Just pick one. Again, going back to being what? Bad dick pickers. It's a thing. It's really a thing. But on top of that, it's really just propaganda, right? We put this in place. We make it seem like it's this, but we know it's going to attack a different community. It's not to help middle-class white women. They don't need help. They don't need help. What they were trying to do is set this system up so that whenever we get to a place where we can make it seem like the minorities are middle class, because we know there's really no such thing as middle class anymore, Whenever the less fortunate people who end up in the middle class have these issues, we can butt fuck them for everything they have and keep them where we want them. Because you've never seen a middle-aged white woman on child support go from rags to riches because she received assistance from her ex-husband. There's no point, right? Like it's not a thing, especially now. So they may paint the picture that way to make it seem noble. Nobody did anything to protect women. They only do it to inflict pain on men, no matter what. I don't care what your race is. So child support is no noble act to be like, well, we're just trying to make sure that they have. No, you're not. Because if that's the case, you wouldn't pay them less money to do the same job. If that's the case, I'm saying there's way more shit that you could do to help them.
If that was the case, they would just put more in alimony.
Man, fuck alimony, because again, that's taken from the motherfucker that worked for it to give it to somebody that didn't.
It is. But once again, we're going to get fucked in some way somehow.
Bad dick pickers. That's all it is. That's all it is. You know what? I'm gonna get a shirt made. I'm gonna get a shirt made, and that's what it's gonna be. We're gonna have to find a fancy way to, use some letters so that it doesn't offend. But anybody that watched the show knows what the fuck it is. It all goes back to that. But like I said, I don't see anything being done nobly to help women. Just like I don't see anything nobly being done to help African Americans. You just do it because it sounds cool, like affirmative action. Yeah, it sounds cool. You get one lonely nigga in the room, so you know he's gonna fail because he don't got nobody to support him. Like, it's the same stupid shit, but you just make it sound like it's for them. It's not. It's bullshit. But
the Rooney Rule.
No, what's bullshit is you throwing a father in jail for one of probably the lowest non-violent crimes in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
It's non-violent. Think about it. It's just non-violent, completely not paying child support. Don't get me wrong, you can hurt not helping the mom and all that, but non-violent as far as like
it's not violent.
You might have somebody live in low-income neighborhood and they just can't afford child support, but spend time with the child. But you threw their ass in jail because of a $15 payment they might have.
Yep. We actually know somebody who's been in this situation, who's been tossed in jail and their license suspended and all of that good stuff.
Well, I mean, I know some people who've been tossed in jail and have their license suspended, but not for child support,
Yeah, no, I'm talking about for child support. We all know somebody.
But you want somebody to pay, but you spend their license, you throw them in jail, but you want them to pay.
Yep, but then
how they get to work? They got to catch the bus. Ain't no buses.
Exactly.
They're still buses. They're not gone yet. They're still here.
Man, they're not what they used to be. And then on top of the child support you already owed, that keeps piling up while you're in jail. Now you got fees from the jail.
Mm-hmm.
So there's more money that you can't afford.
Like I said, it's not a noble act for women. It's an act to inflict on men. That's what it boils down to, and that's okay, right? We know it's just the way of the world. It's gonna be what it is. Like you just eventually you have to accept it. Like fuck it. That's what I said. I'm not having kids, man. Stunting on these bitches forever.
Well, like I tell anybody, if that's your decision, go with it. Roll with it.
I love it.
Yeah. I don't talk people out of that anymore. I used to be like, hey man, no. Yeah, fuck all that. All right. Question of the day, man. King Gate.
Question of the day. I got something, and it's gonna be more opinion based, but I really want to see y'all's perspective on this, only because I feel like we can have a couple different answers. Is Soulja Boy the godfather of internet influencers?
Oh no, why would you go there? You said the godfather of, oh boy, okay.
Yes, he is. He started the shit.
Yes, and episode's over. All right.
Y'all just trying to yes it and go on about it? Like y'all are really okay with this?
I mean, look, at that time, look, okay. So when I was in high school, this is what I remember. Soulja Boy was all over YouTube, and he had the numbers going.
Mm-hmm.
But I also remember a kid named Chris Brown that came out with Run It and Yo that had hit numbers as well on social media at the same time. But when it came to YouTube sensation, Soulja Boy was that nigga.
He was it. Yeah, he was it.
He hit him with the you on your ass, and people were walking around doing the Soulja Boy tell him. Everybody had the glasses.
Oh Lord.
And then right after that, I mean, follow suit. Everybody hit that Laffy Tuffy, and then that went on YouTube. So the
snap and pop era definitely followed right after that.
So
it was really the same time, to be honest.
Yeah, but
and honestly, if you want to be completely honest, the snapping era was here before Soulja Boy because White Tee came out like what?
04?
03, 04?
Yeah, 03, 04.
Soulja Boy didn't come out till like 07.
No, he was 05, 06. But yes, and
it was 07.
It was 07?
Y'all gonna start realizing that be right when I be saying this shit. Y'all always be trying to act like I don't. Go ahead. I'm gonna leave it alone. What you gonna say?
Hey, I wasn't in high school, so
it's because you went to high school in the 40s. We know that. That's okay.
That's crazy.
That's okay. And you know what? Actually, I got a bonus question actually because I just thought about this, and I want to get y'all's opinion. One, because we're all men here, but two, because you guys are both girl dads. So I think it's gonna be more of a hypothetical for you. It's something.
No, I'm a girl dad. He's just dad.
What you mean?
Cause you got one. It don't count.
No, it's not just one in my house though.
All right. Logistics out the window.
Exactly.
I forgot stepdaddy of the year, motherfucker.
If hypothetically speaking, you had a step, like hypothetically speaking, you were divorced and remarried, right? So your kids had a stepmom. If your son slept with your wife, is that more disrespectful to you or to her?
You've been watching some porn, boy. Which porn you been watching?
Wait a minute. Neither. It's just a hypothetical question. Like I just thought about. I was like, oh shit, because we was talking about.
Is it more disrespectful to
the father or the stepmom?
I mean, the stepmom let him hit, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the father.
You think it's more disrespectful to the father?
I mean, because first off, you my seed, you should know not to cross that line.
Okay, I'm with you.
You of my blood, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, I can see what some people say to the stepmom because you were like, that's my boy.
She didn't know the difference. They looked alike, so she didn't know. She thought it was him that night.
That's the excuse. I love it. I love it. Me personally, I feel like it's more disrespectful to the stepmom, and I only say this because yes, at the end of the day, I feel like father and son are gonna have some real aggressive conversation at the end of this.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But no matter what, the stepmom has to leave that relationship with the title that she's been fucked by father and son. Like if they decide to go public with this shit, the bitch is ruined.
But then, no, that is worse. That's worse to say that.
Because a dad can easily be like, "That's my son. I told him to do it. She fell for it." Like he can clean up his side of it, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But she's just like, yeah, I fucked by both of them. Like at the end of the day, like there's no way to justifiably say that you fucked a father and a son, and that was the master plan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it don't work that way, in my opinion. So I was thinking about that, so I figured I'd do that. But yeah, bonus question, man.
Yeah, it was definitely a bonus question of the week. But I don't know, man. Soldier Boy did start the social media off.
I still don't think he did, but it's okay.
Who did though?
Tom.
Who?
Tom started it.
Tom, who?
You ever had MySpace?
I knew you was gonna say that.
The nigga that was mandatory to be everybody's friend?
Yes, mandatory.
The minute you hit log in, one friend.
You had
Tom.
one friend. You
Who the
had
fuck
one
is
friend.
this nigga? No one's ever seen Tom in the wilderness. No one's ever seen Tom in the wilderness. Like,
nobody knows who he is for real. He hasn't been mentioned since MySpace.
He's not been in a video. You've not seen him walking down. He's not on TMZ. He's not hanging out with Mark Zuckerberg. Like,
hey man, I think he was just a name in a face they just put out there. That's fake.
That's somebody's picture. He was a real person.
Nobody know who Tom is, huh?
Nah, man, that might have been somebody's real picture, but that ain't real Tom.
Whoever's picture was getting paid.
Just like the founder of Bitcoin. Nobody knows who it really is.
It was probably Putin.
Yeah.
I figured it out. His name is Thomas Anderson, born November 8th, 1970. He's a technology entrepreneur and co-founder of the social networking website MySpace, which he founded in 2003 with Chris DeWolf. He was later president of MySpace and a strategic advisor for the company.
All right, what is he at? Where is he at now?
Nobody cares about that. Did y'all just miss? Did y'all really miss that?
What?
His name is what?
Mr. Anderson.
Thomas Anderson.
We're just gonna act like that didn't happen. That's Neo. That is fucking Neo's name. His name is Thomas Anderson in the Matrix. We're just gonna never mind. We're not gonna get into that because y'all know that's my shit. That's crazy. Fucking, I'm going back to MySpace. We've been in the Matrix and y'all didn't even know it.
We've been in the Matrix. Oh yeah, we're all in the Matrix.
Damn, that nigga was really Neo.
So he got paid. So Facebook slowly.
Of course it did.
Y'all got to read this. This motherfucker is rich.
It's Neo. That nigga can dodge bullets.
Stop it.
To this day, he averages about 60 million a year.
Oh, for what?
Man, they paid him when they bought him out about 580 million. Facebook.
He's the one. Shout out to Dragon Ball Z Durag, by the way. Y'all thought I wasn't gonna talk about it, but I did.
Where you get your Durag?
And if I told you, I have to kill you.
Probably. Oh, that's crazy.
What, you want one still?
Nope. Hey man, where the money at?
Oh. Let me hold on.
Make sure y'all follow us at MMC on Instagram. My bad. Follow us on IG. Blooper. Make sure y'all follow us on IG and Twitter, also Facebook and YouTube. Like, subscribe. You can also donate.
Oh man.
On the Cash App.
On the Cash App and PayPal.
NMC Network or PayPal.
It's at the bottom.
It's at the bottom of the scroll screen. Mm-hmm. Website coming soon.
Give us the money.
It's in the works. Merchandise coming soon. It's in the works.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure y'all like, subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on IG, man. We got some shit coming.
What you saying?
Listen, bad dick picker shirts coming soon.
Bad dick pickers. Yeah, them shirts coming soon. We're gonna have to get that. Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of merch. It's gonna be a lot of merch coming y'all way. And that's definitely one of them. We're gonna have, Mr. Two Snacks, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna have a lot of merch, man.
Two of them. Because I'm a marketing mastermind. I've been here before. I know how this works.
Yeah, you heavy Jesus. So, all right, man. Well, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, man. Peace. we definitely gonna blur that can out because they don't pay us, even though y'all can pay us if y'all want to. You know what I'm saying? You know, just to put that out there. Y'all can definitely sponsor us. But got anything else, fellas?
Nope. That's it for me.
All right. I just want to say before we go out, Lakers are trash. And we're gonna go ahead. Let's go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
Who?
You.
I was gonna say something.
Yeah, man. You gotta say it.
You're right. I do gotta say it. Shout out to Word Waffles. WordWaffles.com. Get at them. Hurt. Drop the beat.
Thank you to all our listeners. Make sure you check out our social media platforms and our website. Follow, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with us. Please send us questions or topics that you would like to hear discussed. We'll see you next week. Peace.